The tilt is real.
The tilt is real.
This is when the tilt is real. Let's go.
Welcome to another episode of The Tilt is Real Fantasy Podcast. Coming to you live from the chef's table, here are your hosts, James Crease and Juan Pena. Let's go.
Good morning. Happy Sunday, fun day. Everyone out there in the chat is loading up. Welcome into the Fantasy Football Sunday Tilt, brought to you by The Tilt is Real. I am James Crease, joined with me, as always, Mr. John Swanson and Will at Biased Opinions. We are going to break down this Byemageddon. Oh, my goodness. This apocalypse. And by the end of it, you should be able to win your day. You win your matchup. Nice. Even though the waiver wire is super thin, we got 6 teams on a bye this week, but we're here to help you out. And we expect some hard tilts this morning. Going to pick out those tilts of the week for you guys, especially. So first and foremost, good morning, fellas. How are we today? Will?
Man, I'm good, Listen, I was cranking out some notes, looking at exactly what's going on over here in the waiver wire. Like you said, it's slim pickings out there, man. It's slim pickings. And then also, like, I feel like every 10 or 15 minutes, I got a notification about somebody else being out for today. So listen, we're coming at you guys live, trying to get you guys the best bang for your buck on your fantasy league. So we're going to be making you guys some winners today. Definitely, man.
100%. I was going to say even too, like, boys, like, good morning, first of all. What's going on?
Good morning.
This is like this is one of the weeks for the books, because I feel like as you're going through and digging on the waiver wire and you find that gold, like you find that one piece that's going to be that bright spot in this crazy Byemageddon, like week 7 nightmare, that's going to feel amazing when you play somebody who was just way deep down on the wire that you found. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm excited for this week, is finding that one diamond in the rough, or the several diamonds in the rough. They're going to get you that W this week.
Yeah, I'm going to count how many times I say the name Dante Pettis today on this show.
Oh, no.
I mean, hey, he was a streaming option. He was a streaming option today, which is kind of crazy because there are so many injury reports. So many injuries that, you know what, I'm not going to go through them all, but they are on the ticker on the bottom of your screen. Those are the out players, and there are a few questionable tags. Devonte Parker, Darren Waller, Sterling Shepard, a game time decision. You guys are going to want to make sure you know who you're going to play. The big one is Darren Waller for me, because it's a later game. I believe it's a 4:25 game. And that's something that's going to have to get adjusted. And with very minimal options on the waiver wire or on your bench due to your bye weeks, it's going to be a tough matchup this week, regardless.
So I'm going to have to just gamble on that one, man. I mean, again, that Waller news came in pretty late.
Yeah, yesterday, late yesterday night.
Yeah, like late, like I didn't even hear about it. So somebody else put me on, man. So I was just like, okay, let me see what's going on. But I got a lot of shares of Waller in a lot of different leagues, so I'm definitely gonna just have to bet and keep him on my roster, man, because I don't have great options right behind him. So I'm just gonna have to take that gamble, man, and hopefully he plays.
I mean, there's a couple of waiver claims that you can put in just in case. CJ Uzomah, I saw, was out there a lot. He's got a pretty decent matchup. I'm okay with even going out and picking up a Jonnu Smith for this week. Just so I know that I have an optional player. Instead of getting a goose egg, I would rather get the 1 or 2 or 4 points that those guys would give me on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Instead of getting a 0 with Waller if he
4
doesn't
points.
play.
My stars. That's where we are. I love it.
Yeah. Hey, points are points, man. I'll take them.
Our points.
Whatever which way I can get them.
Yeah,
Let's get into these questions.
Jonnu is a good streaming option, though. To your point, though.
Definitely. I want to say good morning to everybody. Good morning to Anthony, Justin, Eric, Zach, Kicks from Mike, Lucius, Varenza. Welcome back. It's been a long time. JC, Malari, Eric, Brewer, Brad Ursay, Jim Rambo, coolest name in fantasy football. Good morning, everybody. We're going to jump into your tilts right now.
Let's get it.
Starting with oh, no problem. I'm here all day long. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate that. That was everybody though. I think that was the Collins tilt, and that was definitely one I got to kick over to Will right there because Will was speaking on Collins like real tough last week, and it definitely paid off. So you got to love to see that, man. Justin wants to know if no Waller, does he start Ricky Seals-Jones, which his game is at 1 p.m., or does he go with O.J. Howard or Gerald Everett at 8:15 or Mo Alley Cox?
See, that's a tough one. Ricky Seals-Jones, he's been getting the targets. He's been finding a path to fantasy production, which is great. And if it comes out that Waller won't play, I mean, Ricky Seals-Jones is the 1 o'clock game, like you mentioned, Justin. So if you'd rather not gamble, then I would go with the floor Ricky Seals-Jones. Otherwise, I kind of like O.J. Howard or Everett a little bit more than Mo Alley Cox. Everett, they're going to have to find another outlet. DK Metcalf was not practicing in full this week. He was dealing with, I believe, an ankle injury. So Tyler Lockett, I don't like him as much. I think that Everett may be the safety net for Geno Smith this week. So that's something you can look at. And we saw O.J. Howard last week. Not too many targets, but he did have that touchdown, and he is a viable option with Gronk being out this week.
Yeah, with Seattle, man, again, Geno Smith is just
it's icky.
It's icky, man. So listen, Ricky has done his thing and also has gotten you a touchdown in the last 2 games. So I'm gonna go ahead and lean over there again. If you're not all in on Waller, I'm all in on Waller. So I'm saying, even though it is a late game, I'd much rather wait to see what happens as opposed to go ahead and sub him out immediately.
Yeah, I mean, you have to rely on Waller until they say that he's out. The fact that he is a game time decision that they're going to find out whether or not in warmups is very, very disturbing. But if you have guys like O.J. Howard, Everett, Mo Alley Cox that you could pick up later, once Waller gets that out designation, you go out and pick up somebody for free after. I mean, I don't know how your waivers clear in some leagues. Usually Sunday's a free day in most leagues. In leagues I play in, they're not. We lock them just for that purpose. But hey, you might be able to go out there and scoop up a Howard, Everett, or even Mo Alley Cox, who's also seen some targets as well, especially with T.Y. Hilton and Paris Campbell out. That's a good option, Mo Alley Cox.
Yes. Because
those are good pivots.
Depending on your roster too, with this bye week mess, you might be able to just pick up one of those tight ends, move them into your tight end spot, and then you might even be able to start Waller and then
cycle out
later on. Yeah,
cycle out the flex.
Yeah, the flex. Yeah.
That's a good idea, Swanson.
Could be something to think about depending on how your roster is constructed. We're going to get a lot of those today for sure. Justin also wants to know Slayton or Corey Davis.
So I think Slayton is also he's also on the injury report. And
he is going to play. He is going to play this week. They already said that he is going to be expected to play. How much we're going to get out of him, though, Will? Our team looks bad, Will.
Bad. And then you're looking at the matchup on the other side, right? Corey Davis is going up against New England at New England. I mean, you know what Bill Belichick is able to do out there, but Zach Wilson, I don't think he's going to have a lot of success up there. So if anything, I'm just going to flip the coin, man. Yeah, exactly. If anything, I'm just going to go ahead and flip the coin and go with Slayton. He's been out for a couple of games, and that dude does give you some good receptions. He's a good reliable target.
I'd have to lean Slayton too. I want no part of Corey Davis this week. I'm sorry, Justin. I know you love your Jets, but I want no part of Corey Davis.
If we look at the production from Slayton, it's icky, man.
Corey Davis or Tyler Lockett.
Slayton has a higher upside. We've seen him get into the end zone this year. We've seen him have more targets, more yardage. He has more yards per catch. So that's a good thing. Once he catches the ball, he's going to be out in open space and he's going to add a little bit more yardage. The games that he was not injured, he scored like 11.5 to 14 fantasy points. Corey Davis's floor is like
The basement.
9 points, 8 points. We did see him blow up against Tennessee. So, I mean, 4 for 111. I mean, I don't think he's doing that up against Jalen Mills for the New England Patriots this week. But I'm a little bit more safe with Corey Davis than I am with Slayton. Like, I don't trust this Carolina defense, man. It's real, dude. It really is.
I mean, I guess you chase the targets here with Corey Davis, but it's less about Corey Davis. It's more about Zach Wilson that I don't like against the Patriots.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's really
fair enough.
Could be seeing some ghosts down there in New England, man. He could be seeing some ghosts today.
Could be. That's for sure. And all right, Eric Brewer, man, welcome in. Good morning. He says he's got a tough one today. He's got to start 2 half-point PPR. He's got Mike Davis, Allen Robinson, Myles Gaskin, and Michael Pittman. I
would definitely say Pittman and Mike Davis. I think
Pittman,
Mike Davis is going to, since it's half-point PPR, we're not really too worried about the targets as much. You're worried about the production. Mike Davis is going to be able to carry the ball this week. I don't have a problem with that. And then Pittman, like we said, T.Y. Hilton injured, Paris Campbell on IR. Zach Pascal will be probably mixed back in. And we saw the connection between Pittman and Wentz going forward. Wentz was like the number 1 PFF graded quarterback last week or something
crazy.
like that.
Yeah,
isn't that wild? Like
he's only been picked off once this season.
1 interception.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But listen, I called it. I felt that him getting out of Philadelphia was going to be like the best thing here. So I'm going to have to go a little bit different. I like the Pittman call. Again, T.Y. Hilton is out, so he gave you 80 yards receiving last week. But I'm going with Gaskins, man. I'm going with Gaskin. I think that he's going to be able to provide some things, not only in the running game, but obviously coming out the backfield. He had a horrible game last week. I mean, listen, horrible game. I looked up because I had him in a couple of leagues, man. I'm looking for his points. I thought he was injured, but he wasn't. So I'm going with Gaskin this week, man. He could probably get you a touchdown as well. I'm not sold on Atlanta's defense, so I think that Gaskin, if they do get him involved, and this is a Tua's second week, man. So Tua just has to find that man out the backfield.
I can get behind it. I got Davis up a little bit higher because of Miami's defense is really, really weak against the running game, but we do have Cordarrelle Patterson there, who will take away some snaps. That's for sure.
I mean, so far that's the most convincing argument I've heard for Gaskin because I kind of wrote him off this week, so I guess it's on my radar now too. But I guess I'm in between Mike Davis right now. Like I'm cool with Mike Davis. Now I'm kind of in between A-Rob and Pittman here. I feel like there's going to be no use for the ground game in Chicago.
Right.
And I think if it's going to happen, this would be the week.
I'm just a little
Allen Robinson gets.
To your point, Swanson, I'm a little scared about Allen Robinson. He didn't practice in full this week. He was dealing with, I believe, an ankle injury as well. So that's something that may deter you from playing A-Rob, especially since the fact that he really hasn't done anything for you this season. Well, he's got what, 1 touchdown at the beginning of the year, and that was
it. Yes, correct.
I'm selling all shares. I mean, again, I remember this like last week, guys. Remember, it was a lot of Herbert and it was a lot of A-Rob questions. I'm all out on A-Rob, man. I'm all out on A-Rob, especially with,
until he shows us different, right?
Yeah. So let's just say this is multiple choice, right? I'm going Pittman A, Gaskin B, Mike Davis C, and then A-Rob D.
I can get behind that. You could flip-flop the Mike Davis and Gaskin however you'd like it. Eric, let Eric pick the one he wants out of the running back situation, but we're definitely nailing Pittman there and taking A-Rob out, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to write this one down. First one of the day. It's good. Good so, Eric. Thank you very much. Kicks from Mike. Welcome back. Welcome in. Good morning. PPR flags.
Morning,
Jacoby
Mike.
Myers or Brandon Ayuk?
Give me Myers all day long, man.
Is this the week?
So, all right. So, Jimmy G is back this week. I think that does make a little bit of difference. Again, Myers could, yeah. You know what? Yeah, that's
Myers got
again.
great
There's two types of
matchup.
problems, right? There's two types of problems in this world. There's a good problem and a bad problem. This is a good problem to have. This is a good problem to have, Mike. So
Compared to
yeah,
some
you can go
others.
either way. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I could see Myers blowing up today. I could definitely see Myers blowing up today. But then again, I could see Ayuk doing this thing with a Jimmy G back and playing against Indianapolis Colts. You saw what the Ravens were able to do a couple weeks ago to those guys. I'm not scared of their defense at all. So Ayuk is good, and then also Myers could be a good play. But against the Jets, you know what? Yeah, I'm going with Myers because
I mean the guy's averaging like 8 targets a game.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, man.
Like,
PPR,
and it's PPR,
target,
so
yeah.
like that's how they attack.
This is the week that he gets in the end zone. It has to be.
Although
I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that down.
This is the week.
I thought it happened last week. I was all excited. I was over by one side of the kitchen, and I saw he scored. And my fiance knew that I was waiting for Jacoby Myers to score, and she was real happy because he got in, and then it was pulled back on a flag. So this is the week where Jacoby Myers gets in.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'll take Myers over Ayuk for sure as well. Justin, thank you very much. You know we got love for you. Anthony says he knows Gibson is playing, but his injury worries him, which makes sense. Should he leave him in or go with Collins or Carter in PPR?
Guys,
I can't bench him.
You got to leave Gibson in, man.
I think you just have to leave him in.
We know Will has some love for Collins.
Sure.
Yeah, listen.
But Rashad Penny's back this week.
You saw what happened. I was worried. Yeah, but Collins showed you last week that he could workhorse, right? I mean, he had over 100. He had a tutty. So I like Collins again this week, and Geno Smith could do nothing, and I don't think he'll be able to do a lot against the Saints defense this week. Even the fact that they're playing in Seattle today again. I'm all out on Geno Smith. I think it's going to be another game where you get a heavy dose of Collins. You got to.
Fair enough. I mean, I know he's going to get the work, but going up against New Orleans rush defense, that's what I'm a little afraid of. I mean, Gibson going up against Green Bay, I know Gibson's going to get the rock to a certain extent, even with the shin fracture. I can't believe he played through a shin fracture. The shin has to be getting better at some point. I mean, what now? It's been this is like week 3, week 4 that he's been playing with it. So it's like, whatever. It's numb to his body already. Like, let the guy just get in there and rip it up. I don't know if I want to go with Collins with Rashad Penny getting activated. Michael Carter, he's on the bottom of this list for sure.
Yeah, I feel like he's a desperation.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason why I didn't pull the trigger immediately on Gibson is because, like you said, the injury. So that does scare me a little bit. And the only thing that's going to stop Collins is the Saints defense. But I also think that he's going to get those targets out the backfield as well. Dallas is going to get involved as well back there in the backfield. But I just think that after that game that they had last week, those guys, he's going to get the majority of the shares, or the majority of the snaps.
Fair enough. So if you're iffy that much about Gibson, then go with Collins. Otherwise, just play Gibson.
Yeah, but I would definitely take Carter out of that equation for sure. Lucius, my man, welcome back in. He says he's hurting at tight end this weekend. Join the club. It hurts. We're gonna get it. We're gonna happen. Wait, did we hit this already? No. Only guys only guys I have if Waller is out. Okay, only guys he has to play if Waller is out is to hit the wire for Engram, OJ Howard, Jonnu Smith, or Kmet. Give me Kmet.
I like Kmet this week with Jimmy Graham not playing this week. It's a passing game, like we mentioned earlier. I think Justin Fields actually does get some passes out. He's going to have to pass it out quick, which gives Cole Kmet that extra option. Damian Williams coming back in the fold this week, so he might have a little bit better pass protection. Give me Cole Kmet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm on board with that as well. I'm fading every single running back for the Bears against the Tampa defense. So yeah, I'm going with Kmet as well.
I think this is the day that Justin Fields is going to have to really pass the ball. Up until now, he's been passing an average of 16 times a game. I have written down here. That's the average amount of times that he's passing the ball. He's going to have to do a lot more of that today. And I think safety valve commit is going to be one of those times because just like you said, Will, I'm on board with that. The running game in Chicago this week is just wiped out. Yeah, forget it. It's gone. Justin wants to know also Darius Slayton or Desean Jackson or Quez Watkins. Start 2 for PPR. Huh.
So I actually got Desean Jackson in one of my DFS lineups this week. I think that's going to be an interesting game out there in Detroit. You know, it's a welcome home or welcome back for Matthew Stafford. I think he's going to light up the Lions today, and I think that Desean Jackson can get open on a deep play. So I do like Desean Jackson, not only in DFS but also in fantasy for this week.
I'm down with that. I mean,
I'm leaving Quez Watkins out of the equation.
Yeah,
if you have to start 2, you made it easy for me. Slayton and Desean Jackson. Like you said, Will, it's a revenge game, but it's also a double revenge game. We've got Goff on one side, Stafford on the other. They're going to be like looking at both sidelines like, you know what, you left me. This is who I am. But obviously Stafford has the better arsenal. I really like Van Jefferson as a flyer for DFS.
I was going to say
week.
that too. Yeah, DFS.
But Desean Jackson, same idea. You know, you throw Desean Jackson. I guess he's like really cheap in DFS. He can have that touchdown for you.
Chef, listen, I got crazy. I stacked both of them. I stacked both of them. I did Desean Jackson and Van Jefferson.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a little tricky there because they were at low value, so I went
a little crazy.
I had to get Derrick
Put Stafford. Bring Stafford. I hope you put Stafford in there and you stacked it up like the captain mode or something like that.
Come on, man. Come on now. You know what's going on.
Come on, you could play. You could place one more. It's only it's only like 10:30 here on the East Coast.
we got the phones going. We got the phones readily available. It's nothing.
But yeah, Justin Slayton and Desean Jackson for us, man.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Brad Ersek, howdy. All right. He wants to know, he said he never thought he'd be saying this, but Terry McLaurin or Hollywood Brown. That is a great problem to have in week 7, first of all. Congratulations.
Yeah. I'm going with Scary Terry, man. Hollywood Brown, we know he's capable, but it just seems that every single game he drops passes, and that's just not something that you want to see after receivers. And then also Bateman's back. I mean, Bateman's back. He had a pretty decent game. They didn't have to do a lot last week, right? Because the Chargers didn't cause any or pose any threat to the Ravens defense, right? So I think Bateman has a better game than Hollywood today, and I think he has he's going to be one of those receivers that gets more of the targets out there. So I'm going with Terry. I'm with you, and just to piggyback on what you said about Bateman and Brown last week, Bateman had one more target than Hollywood Brown did. I
thought he was tied for targets. Nice.
I think Bateman's going to be the number one there, and it's only a matter of time before he really takes over, and we can see it this week because they will be forced to pass up against that Cincinnati offense. They want to throw the ball in Cincy, so Baltimore will most likely throw the ball as well, or we can actually see a more balanced game between the 38-year-old running backs that they have and their young wide receivers. But yeah, McLaurin, for me, I mean, if he's playing, I'm playing McLaurin. He has the ability to be a top wide receiver for the week, especially in a week with a lot of teams on buys. And there aren't really too many other targets in Washington. Like we saw, I was hoping that, Carter would step up. Didn't happen. Curtis Samuel is out. Logan Thomas is still out. So we're saying play Ricky Seals-Jones, play your J.D. McKissick. That's it. But that's pretty much it. So you want to play Terry McLaurin as much as possible, and they're going to have to try to keep up with Green Bay. And
no Jair Alexander.
Oh, well, hey, then that's a sign. That's a sigh of relief right there. Yeah, go with Terry McLaurin. I didn't know that about Jair.
In the last 2 games. That is a great play this week for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Jim Rambo, coolest name of football. Good morning. And everybody else who's out there, I know it's stacking up here for the tilts, but we will get to those tilts. I promise you. Jim Rambo says he got a tough one this week with the bye. Should he start Ramondre Stevenson with Antonio Gibson being questionable? Another Gibson questionable question. Questionable question.
I really think Ramondre is going to pop this week, but it's tough.
It's just extremely tough.
I would stick with Gibson. You have to stick with Gibson.
I would
I
say
mean,
you have to stick with Gibson here. Ramondre, although like he could pop this week, he's also like
he's
Harris
a second
is a thing
option.
too. Damian
He's
Harris
a
is a
section.
thing.
He's a
Yeah,
second option on that
exactly.
team. So Damian Harris is going to take the bulk
Yep.
of the carries, and we don't always know which way that New England backfield is going to break out. So
Never.
I'm sticking with Gibson.
Yeah, even with, if you got these two choices, I'm sticking with Gibson as well. Although, again, to be transparent, I do have Stevenson in my DFS lineup. I do got him in the DFS lineup. I mean,
I think he's
he was
a
at a
great
very
DFS
low value, but
Nice.
Again, it's going up against the Jets, and also if he could get a touchdown there in the red zone, that's going to give you some points. So, but yeah, go stick with Gibson. I mean, they're not even in the same. They're not even on the same level right here.
Yeah, I would say this is one of those. You got to be smart, but like don't get cute situations. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Jim, I think you'll be all right. Jim Rambo, you should be all right with Gibson right there. Zach Argue said he's firing Bateman up in all his leagues. No Watkins this week and coming off 6 targets. He thinks he finds the end zone today, and I am on board with that too. I think the targets go up, and I do think he falls into the end zone.
Yeah, fire
this
up your
week.
Bateman for sure.
Bars in the tug.
What's up, Bars?
Good morning, and happy football Sunday to you as well.
Welcome in.
He's got a full PPR question here. Pick a tight end, Ricky Seals-Jones or Zach Ertz. And I might just jump out of my skin trying to get this word out here. But Ertz. Give me Zach Ertz all day long. I'm so happy for him. I'm going to miss him so much in Philadelphia. But
yeah, the Eagles players that leave the Eagles usually do a lot better after they're off of the Eagles rosters.
It hurts,
and he's got the best matchup in football this week going up against the Houston Texans. They are ranked 31st against fantasy tight ends. Give me Zach Ertz over Ricky Seals-Jones. I know Seals-Jones is going to get some targets, but Ertz, he might be like, yeah, well, it's my first game for you guys. We're real birds now. We're Cardinals now. Put me in the end zone, kind of thing.
Okay, you can't compare Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm with it, man. I'm all in on Ertz as well, man. I just think, again, they're going up against Houston. This spread is like a college spread. I mean, they're favored by 18.5 points, which is ridiculous.
Did it go up to 18.5? What?
18.5, man.
It was
sick.
18 to 3 a.m.
So,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So wow. I may have to hammer it again before it gets to like 19 and a half. But I think that Zach Ertz you could also, find him. He's going to be a good red zone target. He's a big body and is also very, very reliable. So I like Ertz over Ricky Seals-Jones this week.
I like Ertz over a lot of tight ends this week. I think it's going to be a great game for him coming out party. I think
Kicks for Mike had pretty much the same question. If Waller doesn't play, Ricky or Ertz. So, man, a lot of tight end questions this week.
Ertz,
Ertz.
A lot of tight end questions, and Precise 2K has one too. Thank you for stopping in. Says good morning. Good morning to you as well. Did you trade Keenan Allen, George Kittle, and Marvin Jones for Pitts, Chris Godwin, and Tyler Lockett?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes. Do it. This is the week that Godwin is going to shine. Okay. And then you will not be able to trade for him after that. We've got Antonio Brown out. We've got Gronk out. Yep. We've got a great matchup against the Bears secondary. Tom Brady's going to throw the ball. It's going to be him and Mike Evans. This is the week. I wrote it in actually, Godwin was my buy for Dynasty this week to go out and try to acquire Godwin, because after this week, you're not going to be able to do it. He's been playing subpar only because Antonio Brown's been getting the targets, but Godwin still leads the team in red zone targets, I think, with 28.3% off the top of my head. Nice. And he's still getting a 17% of the target share. So that he's going to be better. Godwin, Keenan Allen, what have you done for me lately? Mike Williams seems to have taken over the wide receiver 1 role in that offense. Kittle can't get right. This is the second year in a row that he's been banged up. I mean, yeah, he may come back, but what's he going to come back to? Is he going to come back to a Trey Lance, or is he going to come back to a Jimmy G? Too many question marks. And then Marvin Jones, we don't know what Marvin Jones is going to be able to do on a weekly basis. He's kind of that plug and play flex. I'd rather plug and play Tyler Lockett especially with the news this morning that Russell Wilson is going to get the pin taken out of his finger this week, and he should be back in a matter of 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm down for Pitts, Godwin, Lockett all day long, man. Precise 2K, smash.
Chef, that was brilliant. That was beautiful, man.
That was off the top of my head, man.
Bro, all that
Hashtag analysis.
That's good, man. I don't got anything to say, man. That's
I'm
good.
sorry.
Ditto.
Dude, yeah, ditto. Say less. I mean, we'll say more because it was.
That's
beautiful.
what happens when you write articles, cuz.
Yeah, my man.
No off season. No off season.
No off season.
That's good, bro.
Ah, man, that was good. That's a good one right there. Go make that trade precise. Adam Rush, welcome in. Good morning. We're gonna make this real easy for you. Sit one. T.Y. Hilton,
T.Y.
Tyler Lockett, Kirk Cousins, or Julio Jones. T.Y. is not playing.
Yeah. But I mean, he says sit one, so I mean that's the easy one. Just take TY out, Adam. That's
yeah.
easy.
Just take him out right there.
You're riding with those three, and I think Julio actually could have a decent game going up against Kansas City. As long as he can stay on the field, man. He's got to.
I mean, this is going to be so. You know, again, we talked about this last week, man. We're talking about the high scoring games, right? I mean, this is the one. This is actually the highest one, the highest total for the weekend. It's at 57.5, right? So if Tennessee, and you saw what they were able to do against Buffalo, right? You saw what they were able to do against Buffalo. They were able to put up some points, and you're going to have to do the same thing again. You're going to have to duplicate that same performance this week. Knox is out. Or I'm sorry, that's for Buffalo, but no, to Tennessee, Julio, I could definitely see him doing his thing. AJ Brown has some success there, but Julio, as you know, man, he's just been reliable. So if he's back, I like him. But listen, Adam, you got a good little roster here. You got some good options, man, with receivers. I like it here. And Christian Kirk,
he's hit or miss. It is what it is. It's a great matchup. It's a great matchup. So.
I'm so scared of Julio this week.
I'm on that page as well.
I'm like I feel like a healthy Julio, a healthy anybody against the Chiefs, man. That's a lot of points that have to be like passed around. Bro, I'm scared of
57.5 is crazy.
I know.
57.5 is a lot of points.
But see, here's the problem with Julio Jones, and we noticed it like ever since he came back from he played 2 games and then he got hurt.
He leaves the field a lot.
Leaves the field a lot.
That's what I hate.
I mean, if you're sitting here comparing
Ty
to Julio, I mean, thank God Ty is out. Otherwise I may consider Julio over. I mean, Ty over one of these other 3 players, just for the simple fact that he did produce when he was in the game. But Adam, you don't have to worry about that. Sit Ty, play Lockett, Kirk, and Julio, and hopefully you get it done this week.
Yeah, I agree. La Rams, La Rams. That's what it is.
LA Rams 23.
Welcome back. In PPR, who are you playing? Collins, likely with a limited role. Gainwell or Stevenson from the Patriots?
Well, guys, you already know who I'm picking. So.
I'm going
Collins
here.
I'm going to kick it to Will.
I'm going Collins here.
True. I am out of these 3, I am going Collins as well. Yeah, go ahead. It worked out last week. Push them all in. I love it.
We got aces.
You got 5 aces.
5 aces. There was nothing up my sleeve. Nick Hobie, good morning. Happy
Nick.
Sunday. Got to pick 2 here, boys. Robert Woods, DK Metcalf, T. Higgins, Elijah Mitchell, full PPR.
Ooh, I like this. This is a good tilt.
This is a
good one. That's a great one. Again, I think Stafford. But see, the thing is that there's just so many targets out there. I mean, you're looking at. We already talked about it, right? Jefferson and for the Rams, where we talked about Desean Jackson. Obviously, we got Cooper Kupp, Woods out there. Man, but I think Metcalf could go off, especially like after the performance last week and that fumble. I think that Metcalf can go ahead and rebound and have a big game. And I like Mitchell. Listen, I like Mitchell this week against the Colts. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Metcalf and Mitchell.
Me too, man.
I'm a little different, guys. I'm having a problem with Metcalf up against Marshall and Lattimore. He's going to get shadowed, which we're worried about Geno Smith. How much can he get the ball out up against one of the top defenses in the league for New Orleans? They have a tough pass defense. I personally would rather go with the points put up from the double revenge game in Detroit with LA. And, shout out to LA Rams 23. I'm going Woods for the comfortable floor this week going up against a crappy Detroit team, and give me Mitchell as well. I love Mitchell. I think he's going to shine this week. And that's pretty much what I got on that.
If you had to start, I feel like with DK, it's like I can't bench him. Every time I feel like I want to fade him for one reason or another, I'm wrong, and I overthink it. And I'm tired of being on that side of the ball.
I get it. He's uncoverable, but how many targets is he going to be able to get? How many passes is Geno Smith going to be able to throw up against that defense? And the fact that I think that's why I thought Tyler Lockett is a good play this week. Even Gerald Everett is a good play because they will be shadowing DK Metcalf with Marshawn Lattimore. So that's my input. I mean, you guys don't have to follow it. Obviously, you guys are on the same page. I'll lean with you.
I'm starting to tilt back on Woods now.
I'll tilt with you. I mean, it's a good problem to have. I mean,
it's a
you got more players available than I do. That's for sure.
I mean, Mitchell's locked in for this one for sure, but now I'm starting to tilt back on Woods. And as much as I love Higgins as well, just because I love any piece of the Joe Burrow attack, I think I'm starting to tilt back on Woods just because common denominator here for DK is the Geno Smith situation, which is just Woods is definitely going to be. There's a lot of emotions going on there. People are going to be playing hard.
I mean, to put it in perspective, he had 6 for 58 last week against the Steelers, right? Robert Woods didn't do too much, but he did get in the end zone. The week before that, he had 14 targets.
Mm-hmm.
So how much? How many targets is going to get? Probably like 5 or 6. What he does with those targets is questionable. I mean, it's 50-50. It really is. You can go either way. You're definitely playing Mitchell this week, Nick, and then, flip a coin on Woods or Metcalf in that perspective.
Do you think that maybe if you like sway it one way or the other, that because it's going up against Detroit, that eventually it's just going to go right to the ground game?
I mean, I have Darrell Henderson as my number 2 running back this week behind Derrick Henry.
So they might not even need Woods in the second half. So
but
now
that's not how they play. They don't just break it down and just keep running the ball.
But here's the thing, though. Also, I mean, so last week you had Henderson had 21 attempts, right, and then you had Cooper Kupp had 12 targets, man. Cooper Kupp had 12 targets, and he was able to get 9 of those. And Woods only got, he saw 5 targets, but only caught 2 passes, even though he did get a touchdown. So that's just the thing. I mean, there's just a lot of weapons out there. I mean, again, Van Johnson also was one less than Woods, right? He was at 4 targets, and Desean Jackson only saw 1 target, but I think that could go up this week because I think that the secondary for Detroit is not that good. So they're probably gonna go ahead and try to get some deep shots out there. So
I just realized I didn't know this. The Lions have only given up 4 touchdowns this year to wideouts. That's a funny number to me because I would have said
things could change every single week. Things could change every single week, John.
This is a tough note, man.
Yeah, I just think that Stafford's going to be like super motivated to be like, hey, you wasted my career, my last 10 years over here in Detroit. You guys didn't give me the only weapon that I had was Megatron, and you guys didn't do me any other favors. So I want to go ahead and stick it to you. So I think they're gonna go ahead and just try to just embarrass the Lions this week. I really do.
Okay, I'm back on the Woods side. This is tough, man. Nick, great tell, man. I'm writing this one down. This is something to I want to reference this later on. JC Molieri, welcome back.
What's up, JC?
What 2 wide receivers should he start? McLaurin, Devontae Parker, Henry Ruggs, or Darnell Mooney? Or should he flex one of those guys over JD McKissick in full PPR?
I'm playing McLaurin and Mooney.
Right? McLaurin and Mooney out of this?
Mooney, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not playing.
Yeah, McLaurin and Mooney. Yeah. Again, that's going to be the run game is going to be non-existent out there in Tampa Bay. So I'm going with Mooney.
And does that mean? And should he flex one of those guys over J.D. McKissick? I think McKissick is actually a nice flex play this week. I think there's a touchdown in there.
Yeah, I don't. Devontae Parker is questionable. He may not play, and Ruggs. although he's been doing better, I don't think this is the game that he does great. I think you get a lot more out of Mclaren and Mooney and keep J.D. McKissic in your flex for the simple reason that Gibson will come off the field for rest and McKissic will do some work against Green Bay in the passing game.
I
think you got it, JC.
I think in Vegas too. Even if Waller, whether or not Waller plays or doesn't play, I think this is a Josh Jacobs game.
Yeah, for sure. It's a Josh Jacobs game.
Easy.
Okay, that was the full point PPR from Jim Rambo and Big Greens. Good morning, welcome back.
Morning, Big Greens.
I'm gonna go right down to Big Greens first one here. Dearness Johnson for MVP.
Oh man,
what a game! What a game! Did you guys have him anywhere? I managed to get him in one league.
I didn't, man. Actually, you know what?
I was on the Felton side.
I brought my priority for him.
I did have him on one league, and that was just like not even. I can't even lie. It wasn't even like on purpose. It was just like by default. He just happened to be on my team because this was like a league that like lasted like 7 weeks. It was like a slow draft. Yeah, I'm on the same thing, Chef. I was on Felton, man. I was on Felton hard. You saw what he was able to do in the preseason, right? Now he did get some snaps. I think that is gonna dwindle down next week just because of the success that Johnson had. But yeah, Felton, I felt very confident about Felton, man. I was wrong.
Yeah, Dearness Johnson, congratulations. Nick Chubb comes back. Mm-hmm. Goodbye, Dearness Johnson. We saw it last week, and you're not alone, Will. Shout out to my friend Tyler Gunther from DHH. You can check us out tonight at 9:00 Eastern Standard Time for the DHH pod. He had Dearness Johnson on his bench.
Ouch.
He picked him up and just forgot to play him.
Ouch.
Listen, it happens. It just all depends on how many leagues you're in. I'm in 14 leagues this year.
Yeah.
So
we try to cap it to like 15. Like that's our like limit. And next year I'm cutting out some redraft because it's just too much with waivers.
Yeah.
I'm at 10 and I'm like
how do you do it? Like how do you guys do more than 10? Yeah. That's the craziness.
It sure is, especially for this week. So Big Greens wants to know between these three guys, Sterling Shepard, Tyler Boyd, or Darnell Mooney in PPR.
I'm going with Mooney.
I'm going with Mooney here too.
What time is that Giants game? 1:00?
1:00.
It's 1:00, man. It's a 1:00 start.
We are 45 minutes away from
the
final injury reports for 1:00.
I mean, if Shepard does play, like he would be the target hog in that offense with all those guys being out. But like at least you had like I want to say if Sterling Shepard plays, you're playing him over Tyler Boyd and possibly over Mooney. If Shepard doesn't play, then you have Mooney at the 4:00 window. You know what I mean? That's the way I'm looking at it here. It's like a safeguard situation.
Yeah, that's for sure. Fields loves Mooney, man.
And Daniel Jones doesn't have anybody else to throw to. So John Ross and Dante Pettis. No, I mean Evan Ingram, but Sterling Shepard will be the go-to guy. You can almost bet that he'll have at least 10 targets if he's in the game. And out of those 10 targets, he'll probably catch at least 6 or 7 receptions, probably 6 or 7 for 70, 80 yards. You're getting 15 points out of that. Darnell Mooney, you're hoping that Fields can get it out of his hands and into Mooney's hands. I don't know. I mean, it's a tough tilt. That's a tough tilt, Big Greens. Like Mooney and Shepard. So. If Shepard was completely healthy, I would be like, full on Shepard. But I guess because of the injury, I'll lean Mooney with you guys.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. And Big Greens wants to know quarterback question here. First one of the day: Tannehill or Fields?
Tannehill.
I agree.
Yeah.
A lot of points in that game. I mean,
a lot of points in that game. We're going to see a lot of Derrick Henry. We know this.
Yeah. It's a
I mean, that dude's rushing.
Hopefully he can open up some of the play action. And with Julio Jones and A.J. Brown back in the mix, the one thing that's a little tricky about this, and not a lot of analysts are saying it, Taylor Lewan is injured. He is out this week. So the blocking for the Tennessee line is going to be tough. They're going to have to pull the tight end back a little bit more. Man, this is tough too. Yeah, I guess you have to lean Tannehill just because of the matchup. You want any piece of that game that you can get.
Yeah.
I don't think I think you might see Fields get I think he might fall into some negative points a few times today.
Oh.
And I think that might be that's enough of a scary situation for me to definitely go over to jump on Tannehill and take those points. Let me get some of that pie. For sure. Big Greens has another one here. Michael Carter, Darrell Williams, or Khalil Herbert. Did we last week is it Darrell or Darrell?
Darrell.
Darrell? Okay, so I thought so. All right, Michael Carter, Darrell Williams.
Mama call him Darrell.
Herbert.
I'ma
That's
call
it.
him Darrell.
Call him
That's what it
Darrell.
was, yeah. Big 2 point, half PPR rushing yards are more valuable than receiving.
I'm going with Darrell.
Give me Darrell.
Yeah.
Again,
it's going to be fade the running game out there in Tampa, and Michael Carter again going up against he's at the bottom of that list anyway, but then also going up against New England Patriots defense. I just don't think he's going to have a success down there. So I like Williams.
Yeah, and Khalil Herbert, just for those that don't know, Damian Williams is back this week. He got cleared from the 2020 protocol. He will be playing this week. So that pushes Herbert down the depth chart just a little bit. We don't know. He didn't really practice. Damian Williams didn't practice at all this week, but it will limit Herbert's touches. So definitely lean Darrell Williams. We know that they can run the ball. They're going to have to utilize him, and he's the only healthy starter in that backfield. So
yeah, man,
Darrell Williams for me.
I have Montgomery. It's like almost all over the place, and the way that I've picked up, just played the wire. I have the entire Chicago Bears running back room,
and you don't want to play any of them this week.
It sucks. Like, I have this stack of just like Bears running backs. It just keeps going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. It's like, how far down is it gonna go? But yeah. Williams for sure on that one. Big Greens, 100%. Kicks from Mike. I like this one here. PPR, Waddle or Myers?
It's
Waddle.
easy. Smash Waddle, dude.
Big time.
Smash Waddle. They came out. Flores came out and said Tua is our quarterback. And especially with Devontae Parker questionable, Waddle is going to be peppered with targets. Atlanta, I believe, is 23rd against wide receivers for fantasy purposes, giving up almost 40.9 PPR points to the fantasy wide receivers per game. Give me Waddle. I don't think the Patriots have to pass as much, although it is part of their game plan.
And is Preston Williams playing? Will Fuller's not playing. Is Preston Williams playing?
I don't think it matters if Preston's playing. Waddle's the guy. He's the alpha in that.
I'm just saying there's nowhere else to throw the ball to, and he's definitely
Mac Hollins.
Mac
Hollins, like
Gesicki had a good game last week, but
I think he's a good player, Gesicki.
Yeah, but I think that Waddle again. These guys have that chemistry going back to their days at Alabama. So I just think it's going to be more of the same. So Waddle definitely had a great game last week, and I think that just continues this week.
Yep. I agree. Justin, all right, first over-under of the day. Stafford and Pitts, over-under 35 fantasy points combined.
Give me the over.
Over, Justin. Let's do it, man.
Smash the over on that.
Smash that over. Tim Barrett, welcome back. Good morning.
What's up, Tim?
Kendrick Bourne or Robbie Anderson? Pick one PPR. His team's hurting on this bye week. Yes, sir. We feel you.
Yeah, he got bit by the bye bug. Kendrick Bourne or Robbie Anderson? Give me Robbie.
Yeah, unfortunately he's going up against my New York Football Giants, but Robbie at some point has to do his thing. He
had 11 targets last week.
Yeah, but he's another one, right? Another one.
What, 2?
3.
I'm sorry, 3 for 11 yards.
A lot of drop passes, man. Like it hit both his hands, and all 10 fingers, and he still managed to drop those passes. So I think it's just a matter of time. I think that this week he's gonna do pretty well.
I mean, and Kendrick Bourne is kind of like the same without the targets. Like he caught 1 for 75 against Dallas last week. Like I said early in an earlier question about Jacoby Myers, I don't expect the Patriots to have to throw the ball that much against the Jets. So I'm definitely going with Robbie Anderson. They're going to throw the ball. They're going to spread it around. They're going to try to pick apart the Giants defense. DJ Moore is going to get shadow coverage by James Bradbury. That leaves Robbie Anderson to kind of roam the field a little bit more. So Robbie Anderson for me.
Yeah, definitely. He's a really, really good play this week. I know it's been almost kind of gross starting him throughout this whole season because he hasn't given you what you've expected from him, but I think that might turn around a little bit. Yadvir, welcome back.
What's up?
This is interesting. I like this. Should I trade away Aaron Jones for Kelsey in PPR? His other running backs are Eckler, Mixon, Gordon, and Davis, and his tight end is Ertz. Ooh.
Man, this is.
I feel like, Ertz just got a bump. Your running back room is excellent.
Yeah, I think it would have to I mean, you got to look at the bye weeks for these players.
I was just gonna say, I think that's really where it's gonna come in for me. I just
Eckler's
traded for
on a
Aaron
bye
Jones.
this week. You're gonna get him back. Gordon, he's a little iffy, man. Like
It's
we
tough.
don't know when he's going to fade out. I mean, he scored the touchdown this week. Devonte Williams scored a touchdown this week. They're almost.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just, I think every single week, and I was all aboard on the Williams train this past Thursday night. I just think that every single week, Melvin Gordon is starting to, get behind there. So, but Aaron Jones, see, the thing with Aaron Jones is that he's also one of A-Rod's main targets out the backfield. He does catch a lot of passes back there, and he's going to get you some touchdowns. So this is tough, man. This is tough. It'd be interesting. I mean, is your only tight end Ertz? Because again, to John's point, like Ertz did just get a bump up. I think he's going to be able to flourish in the Arizona offense because you got so many weapons out there. So he's going to get those targets. He's going to get those looks in the red zone.
And we saw Max Williams in that offense start to flourish. So why wouldn't Zach Ertz?
Man. Yeah.
They have the same bye week.
That.
Kelsey and Ertz have the same bye at 12.
Sheesh.
I don't know if I would.
I think I would just stay. I think I would just stay where you are.
I would stay put, here. I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I would hold on to Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I would. And
I'm not trading Aaron Jones, man. I'm not trading.
You got some really good options in there.
I mean, try to get rid of Gordon and Davis and see if they'll do it for Kelsey.
Yeah, they start low.
Give them Gordon, Davis, and Ertz for Kelsey. See if they go for that.
Yeah, they might, but definitely hang on to Aaron Jones.
I mean, I wouldn't, but yeah.
No, yeah, I know. All right, Big Green's got another one here. Damian Williams, Khalil Herbert, Dallas Goedert, or Alex Collins start 2. Goddard's on my list for this one.
Yeah, Goddard obviously because of Hurts, right? So
Yeah.
Hurts got a bump up, and Goddard got a bump up. Again, I'm staying away from Herbert. And then I got to go on my guy, man.
I'm pushing it in too, man. You see me?
I got to go in. You know what I'm saying? This is man. Alex Collins, let's go.
Yeah, Goddard and Collins for me. You don't want to mess with that backfield in Chicago this week. If you can avoid it, do it. Like,
yeah, you can't run against the Bucs, man. Like it's really hard to do. Really hard.
And we don't know how much utilization both of those running backs are going to get. If it was okay, Khalil Herbert's going to get the start and Damian Williams isn't playing. Okay,
it's like
then Herbert gets a little bump up, but on the same effect, Damian Williams coming in and playing takes away those opportunities for Herbert. We don't know how much opportunity that you're going to have. So yeah, I'm Goddard and Alex Collins sounds good to me.
Yep, definitely. That Damian Williams, Khalil Herbert thing feels like the the running backs from Broncos only way more disgusting this week because you don't know who it's going to be. I almost feel like they're equal, Damian Williams and Khalil Herbert, the same way that I pretty much view Melvin Gordon and Devonte Williams, but disgusting against the Bucs. Avoid them if you can. I definitely am. Chosen Rose, welcome back. Happy Sunday. Happy week 7. He just traded away, or she. Chosen Rose just traded away Antonio Gibson, Damian Harris, and Chris Godwin for Zeke and Trevor Lawrence.
I don't hate it. The way Zeke's playing, I don't hate it. And I mean, obviously they needed a quarterback. Otherwise they wouldn't have went out and gotten Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not overly ecstatic about it.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see who else is on his team, but
I was going to say there's definitely some holes that look like they needed to be filled. So, I mean, I always say that if you make a trade to fill necessary holes. And if you were to just like look at a trade objectively like this, you can't really tell the extent of how good that trade was. So I imagine that you made the right move and you got Zeke and Trevor Lawrence at it. Look, you got to get a quarterback. You got to keep moving forward. So I think you're in good shape, and you're through the bye. So there you go. Start Trevor Lawrence next week. You don't got to worry about quarterback bye anymore. All right.
Yeah.
Justin wants to start 3 here. Sterling Shepard, Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, Hollywood Brown, Scary Terry.
Give me
Chase, Evans, Terry.
Give me Chase, Hollywood, and Terry. I'm staying away from Evans too, man.
Even with Godwin being out, or AB being
So
even with AB being out, like I mean, we saw Mike Evans last week against Philly. Only had 4 targets, 2 for 27. He got bailed out the week prior because he had those 2 bomb touchdowns against a crappy Miami defense. I am not all on board with Mike Evans. He's going to get shadowed today by Jalen Johnson from the Bears. Like the one bright spot in the Bears backfield is Jalen Johnson. It's tough. I'd rather have Hollywood and Scary Terry. And of course you're playing Jamar Chase. You're not benching Jamar Chase at all.
Jamar Chase may be my favorite wide receiver this season.
Well, I'm actually going Chase, Evans, and Scary Terry again. Hollywood has a lot of drops, and Rashad Bateman. I just think that's going to be a little conflicting out there because
if Hollywood. I agree with you. I'm right on board. If Hollywood drops another touchdown, I'm just going to straight drop him to the waiver wire.
Bro, like
you won't.
And I'm going to drive to his house, and I'm going to just put glue on his hands. I'm going to say, you sit here until this. Every 10 minutes, I'm just going to come up, put more glue on your hands. You're right, I won't.
Yeah, I'll scoop him up so fast.
I was going to say, I couldn't. Just hang on to the ball, Hollywood, please.
AB being out, I just think that Evans does have a good matchup this week.
Yeah, I'm going to take that one. Big Green says Mooney, T. Higgins, Michael Pittman, or Sterling Shepard. Full PPR, already starting Jamar. Cool.
Michael Pittman.
Good.
Pittman.
Yeah. Okay.
T.Y.
No Campbell, no T.Y. Yeah, okay.
T.Y.'s out, so,
I'm cool with that. I like it. Pick a question from Justin. Mason Crosby. Byron Badgley?
Brian Badgley.
Is it Brian?
Mike Badgley. It's Mike Badgley. Brian Bullock or Nick Folk. Flip a coin. I don't do kickers, man.
But Crosby, I guess Crosby. This game could be high scoring. The total is set at 47, but I think Washington does have the ability to put up points. So, it's going to be one thing where and then their defense, right? So they may not be able to get all those touchdowns when they're in the red zone. So, yeah, I'm going with Crosby.
Yeah, okay. I'll go with that. Yeah, I'll go with Crosby. I think I have him in a few leagues as well. And Justin wants to know if it's his boy Lev or Freeman. Who's getting the carries?
I think it's Freeman, man.
Do you?
I really do.
Yeah.
It's kind of ugly.
I would have thought it was going to be a Le'Veon, though, for real. I really thought.
I mean, they both might be even. At the end of the day, you might see. First and foremost, they're going to probably use Lev Bell close to the goal line. They'll use Devonte Freeman between the 20s more so. I think it's just to activate the RPO system, and that's the kind of thing that they want to use. Freeman, as bad as everybody thinks he is, he had over 4 yards per carry last week.
9 carries, 53 yards.
Yeah, which is nice. So I think it's Freeman. Either one could get in the end zone, but if you want to know who's getting the carries, I think it's Freeman. More so between the 20s. And then Lev Bell at the goal line. It's probably an even split, man. Flip a coin.
Another coin flip. He looked okay.
My thing with Bell is that he's also going to probably get some passes out the backfield. So that could be something that they implement this week. We'll see.
What year is it?
Right.
Oh my God. Week 7, man. I think you're right though, man. I think all right.
Man,
that's another coin flip. That's another. What did he have target-wise last week, actually, real quick?
Lev Bell, 0.
Okay.
And Devonte Freeman had 2,
Two,
but he
yeah.
dropped both.
But then again, you got to remember, they didn't have to do a lot, right? I mean, the Chargers only scored 1 touchdown, so it was pretty much a game where they could just go through the motions out there in Baltimore and not have to do a lot.
Right. I mean, it's like I said, it's almost an even split. Le'Veon Bell last week had 8 carries. Devonte Freeman had 9. I think it's the same equation for this week going forward. And going forward, I mean, we could see Tyson Williams coming in today and take 10 carries. So like we don't know. It's a tough nut to crack in for a food pun. Like that's just what it is.
Yeah. It is a very tough one to crack. Big Greens wants to know this. I like this one. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Rashad Bateman, or Rondale Moore.
Oh, Rashad Bateman.
That's a good tilt, though.
I
love Bateman, and I'm picking Bateman, but Amon-Ra St. Brown is a close second for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I know Detroit's going to have to pass.
Hands down, man. That game's going to get ugly.
Smashing Bateman.
Yeah.
All right. I'm with you. Let's roll with it.
Bateman. Yeah, I'm definitely going on Bateman, but Amon-Ra is keep him on your radar if anybody needs to fill in.
Yeah, he is a good flex option this week.
And Anthony wants to know about PPR and the flex. He said, should he go with Darnell Mooney or Renfro or Kenyon Drake?
Mooney.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me Mooney too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think this
fade the running game in Tampa this week, man. Fade it.
Yeah, I don't know how much passing work that Vegas is actually going to have to do. I mean, Jacobs is probably just going to take over, like we said. So Renfro and Drake, I mean, you're hoping that one of them actually falls in the end zone. Renfro really hasn't done that this year. Drake had that one big blow-up game. So, yeah, give me Mooney. You know he's going to get the targets. You know he's going to put up fantasy points. Darnell Mooney.
I'm with you, Big Greens. I'm hoping too, man. I got Tremble. I also snuck him into a DFS lineup, so I'm hoping.
Okay.
I'm hoping. Listen, going up against my my beloved New York Football Giants, but Tremble's doing his thing. Tremble's doing his thing in Carolina, so I like that.
I did too. Justin says, is DJ Moore a top 7 wideout rest of season?
Oh yeah,
no.
Top 7, huh? Ooh.
No, who's before him?
All right, let me pull up my rankings. Hang on.
Okay. My man got the rankings. Okay.
Adams, Jamar.
You can find them at the Ball Blast website.
Yeah, absolutely.
Adams, Jamar, Mike Williams.
I've got Adams, Cup, Hill, McLaurin, Hopkins, Chase, Ridley. I'm lowering DJ Moore, man. I don't think his production is going to keep up. If Christian McCaffrey, it all depends on when Christian McCaffrey comes back. Because as soon as Christian McCaffrey comes back, DJ Moore loses targets. Until that happens, okay, yeah, he's inside maybe my top 10, but I don't think that he can consistently be inside the top 7.
I'm looking at the schedule here. He's played the Jets, he's played Houston, he's played Philly, he's played a tough matchup in Minnesota, and going forward, really, there's not a ton of matchups to really love. I mean, he got Miami week 12. But then he plays Tampa Bay twice, Buffalo.
I mean, he's currently wide receiver 10 right now. And, he's going against Arizona. He's going to have, he has an easier schedule.
Let's bump this up.
It's a good one.
Let's bump this up. Is he a top 12 wide receiver rest of season?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. That's where. All right, let's do it one more time. Is he a top 10? Does he stay right where he is?
I'll give him at the 10 mark. I'll give him the 10 mark.
I'll give him that too. Yeah. All right. Good work, boys. Yeah. All right, Brad Urseg, what's up? Here we go with some tight ends. Gesicki, Ertz, Seals, Jones, Henry, full PPR, start 1. This is a tough one, and it's between
I gotta go with
and Ertz for me.
Man. Gesicki's going to be I think Tua is going to be motivated, especially after all the rumblings that we heard down there with the trade rumors and them trying to get him out of Miami. So I think that Tua is going to be throwing the ball out there and just showing, pretty much putting his resume together for, if not the Dolphins, for any other team looking for a quarterback. So I think that Gesicki can go ahead and replicate the game that he had last week and get close to 100 yards, if not over.
I'm with you, man. I'm riding with Gesicki.
I think I am too. They're lining them up more like a wide receiver than they are a tight end.
Right.
This whole
They
season.
have no choice.
Yeah, they really don't. Someone's got to catch the ball there. So as much as I love Ertz this week, and I want some of that game, I think Gesicki's the smart play.
I love that. Like Gesicki's averaging 12.2 fantasy points per game on a weekly basis. So like if that's what he's going to be putting up,
what does that make him right now? Tight end.
Ranking wise,
Yeah, like through 6. He's top 5.
Yeah,
top 5?
No, he's tight end 8 right now.
Oh, is he really? Wow.
Yeah, and PPR.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Yeah, that's real right there.
Yeah, that's some consistent numbers, man. That is good to see. And I think that continues this week. So yeah, go with Gesicki. What's up, Boo Boo?
What's up?
Hey, D-Pass.
I'm not answering this question.
Oh no, why not?
Because she's playing me this
because
week.
she's playing against you. Oh, okay. All right. So we'll take it from here.
Ayuk. I'm going with Ayuk.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Ayuk too. I think
if Shepard plays, play Shepard.
If Shepard plays, yeah, no, I think if for my money, I mean, we're what? I know it's a Giants game, 4:00 game.
Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah.
No, is it?
Is it? No.
It's
1 o'clock.
It's a 1 o'clock.
Yeah, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock game.
So we are 21 minutes away from
The
injury designations. So we will keep you up with that as well, and we'll probably circle back to this one because there's going to be there's already a lot of Shepard tilts today, so we'll have to move on once we get that information. Justin's got a Waddle or A-Rob PPR.
Waddle.
Okay, yeah, I'll go Waddle too.
Yeah, A-Rob's has been disappointing.
No, I feel like this one I would want to start on this week, but maybe it's more Mooney. Speaking of Julio, Mooney, or Slayton to start one.
I'm going Julio. Again, they're going to have to put up a lot of points out there. So Julio's going to be, he's proven. He's proven his career. So he's gonna get the target. He's going to have to get the targets today against Kansas City. I mean, it's 57.5 points is a lot out there. So I like Julio just for the simple fact that where the total is set at.
I'm going Mooney.
I hate this.
I'm going Mooney.
I'm so worried about the Julio sideline thing where he comes out for 5 or 6 plays and then comes back in and the reaction.
Yeah, and it's funny, because Will
do that. I should just
Will, you said like what he's done in his career, but we're basing this off of what he's done this season, man.
Yeah,
because he has not been consistent on the field. When he is on the field, okay, he does great, but he does come off of plays. We saw them do okay without him in the offense last week. AJ Brown started to catch some passes. I think Mooney is the number 1 target this week with A-Rob being banged up all week in practice. They're going to have to throw the ball. Tampa Bay's defense is terrible. And, man, it's tough. But I think Mooney's upside is higher than Julio's upside.
I'm taking Mooney on this one.
If you want to relate it to casino terms, man, I'm rolling the dice, and hopefully I don't get snake eyes on this one. Justin, dude, this is good enough. This is good enough for our weekly. Tilt of the week.
Yep.
Slayton was the easy drop out of those 3, but Julio and Mooney, man, that's a tough bet. Like I lean one way, Will's lean the other. We don't have to convince each other. Swanson, you said you're going Mooney.
Yeah.
Justin,
Mooney's been
it's 2 out of 3. Justin, it's 2 out of 3. It's 2-1. But
I'm ready.
I could see why, Will, you went with Julio. He should have a good game, a great matchup against Kansas City. They've been bleeding points to the fantasy wide receiver. I just don't think that he's going to stay on the field. Until I see it, I don't believe it.
Yeah, that's where I am too on it. A lot of Mooney today. A lot of Mooney for sure. Minnie Jordan, welcome back. What's up?
Minnie Jordan.
Minnie Jordan. GM PPR. Choose a tight end to stream. Cameron Bray, OJ Howard, Hayden Hurst, Cole Kmet, Gerald Everett, Ross Dwelly.
Cole Kmet is on my list of streaming guys this week.
Yeah.
I have him ranked for my weekly rankings. I have Cole Kmet at 16. Everett, I have at 18. OJ Howard at 19. Brait, I'm not trusting because you don't know. If I were to pick any of the Tampa Bay tight ends, it would be OJ Howard. Ross Dwelly, I don't want to mess with. It's either Everett or Kmet for me. I'm going with Kmet. I mean, it's simple. They're going to have to throw against Tampa.
I agree.
I'm with it as well. Yeah, come out.
That's really what it's going to be.
And
about.
Jimmy Graham's out.
Wale Dyer.
What's up?
What's up? Happy
Yo.
Sunday. Brandon Cooks or Chuba. Or Chubba. We were calling him Chubba last week, right? Chuba Hubbard, I think was our nickname. Yeah, Brandon Cooks.
Chubbard.
Chubbard.
Chubbard. Yeah, Chubbard.
Like it. All right. Brandon Cooks or Chubbard, full PPR.
Chubbard. Going with Chubbard.
Sure.
Give me
Yeah,
Chubbard.
I'm taking Chubbard. Are you playing Brandon Cooks anywhere if you have the option?
No.
No.
Nah, it's just
That Arizona defense is really, really
It's-
good.
listen,
They're going to give some
guys,
problems.
That spread just went up to 19. That spread just went up to 19, man.
Are you serious?
I'm not even joking.
What?
I swear. It went up to Arizona minus 19, man.
Oh my God, man.
It's not looking good for those guys.
Look, I will say real quick about Brandon Cooks, though. I mean, all right, so surprisingly enough, Arizona 7th versus quarterback, 6th versus running back, 1st against tight ends, and 21st wide receivers. If there's any name that you could ever start in week 7 on the Texan side of the ball, it could be Brandon Cooks. But that's really it. I mean,
yeah, Giants,
Mark Ingram, 18
Giants
touches
rush
last week.
defense is terrible.
So do you like Mark Ingram this week? Like, are you chasing the touches from last week with 18? I mean,
Over
he didn't
who?
do anything with him. Over, let's say, Mark Ingram or Jamal Williams.
Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram or AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon.
Yeah, AJ Dillon.
Mark Ingram or Devontae Booker.
Devontae Booker.
Devontae, yeah.
Ingram or Mike Davis.
Mike Davis.
Mike Davis.
Okay, that was fun. Thanks, guys. Nice.
But yeah, I'm
going
playing
Chuba.
Chuba. I'm playing Chuba, man. Giants are 27th against the rush. Brandon Cooks is going to have a hard day against Arizona, man. So you just have to. I would just roll with Chubbard, man.
Yeah, I would.
Shepard. What a
Shepard.
nickname.
I love
Chubbard.
it. It's a fun one. Justin Mac Jones or Heineke to be the quarterback 2 in Superflex. I guess.
That's tough.
Yeah,
I'm going Heineke because they're gonna have. I mean, yeah, they're gonna have. I think they're gonna be playing from behind. They're gonna have to abandon the run early and get the ball out to some of the receivers. So I could see the Patriots pretty much
Running the ball.
Yeah, running the ball and having a good handle on that game, and then just letting that clock.
I'm with you. I'm rolling with Heineke.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me too. 100%. Justin says that your Lakers got to win tonight.
Yeah. Let's see here, Justin. Let's flip it over against Memphis. Memphis did play last night. They did get that win against the Clippers, but they didn't have to travel or anything. Lakers are 0-2. We'll see, man. It's gonna take some time for those guys to get together. So I'd actually take Memphis +5. Take Memphis +5.
Nice. I like it. Not only are we a fantasy football.
Yeah, sorry guys. I had to throw a little.
No, that's why I threw it to you because I knew you'd have something for him.
Man, you're speaking Spanish to me, dude.
Right? Same. All right, so I believe that this same tilt was up here. I'm going for it. Not the same tilt, but yeah.
Yeah, he took out Aaron Jones and put Mixon in.
Jones.
It seems like he really wants Kelsey.
Sure. I mean, right? Yeah, like Kelsey's Kelsey. But
Mixon's been doing his thing this year. And again, Ertz got to bump up, man. I think you wait to see what that offense is going to look like where Ertz there before getting rid of him, because the last thing you want to do is get rid of him and then you look back and like, man, I had an opportunity to keep him and then also mix him for one player, right? So
in a league where like normally tight ends are always hard to find, right? But the way that injuries are going on this season, I feel like a running back like Mixon is something to really behold right now. When
I like trading away
4 or 5.
I'm sorry, I like trading away Joe Mixon rather than Aaron Jones. Joe Mixon's schedule gets a little bit tougher down the stretch. He's got to go up against Vegas, Pittsburgh, the Chargers, San Francisco, Denver, Baltimore. Aaron Jones. I mean, like that's what I'm looking at. Like because he's obviously he wants Kelsey on his team, and I'm not going to negate someone from doing that. Aaron Jones obviously plays Washington this week, but then he has Arizona, which is a tough matchup. But then he gets an open slate a little bit. Plays Kansas City, Seattle, Minnesota. You can run on them a little bit. The Rams, not so much. But then Chicago, Baltimore, Cleveland, that's a tough matchup too, man. So I don't know, Yavir. Like you have 2 great running backs on your team. What happens if Kelsey goes down?
He's been a little banged up too.
He's playing and he's getting targets and he's putting up fantasy points. But if you look at what I want you to do, and we're not going to do it live on air because we have a ton of questions behind this. But what I want you to do, Yadvir, is look up Mixon's total fantasy points right now. Look up Aaron Jones's total fantasy points right now, and then look up Ertz's projected points on a weekly basis. What he's averaging. Throw that all together and see if they match up against Kelsey. That's how you're gonna value this trade, because that's what you're giving up. You're giving up fantasy points on a weekly basis. You won't have another player to switch to if you lose one of those running backs, which are more valuable than tight ends. Yes, I get Kelsey is the number 1 tight end, and he probably will end as the number 1 tight end. But unless your fantasy team is a tight end premium league, I'm banking that the running backs are going to be worth more than Kelsey. So do that little arithmetic there for yourself, and I'm sure you can come up with a distinctive answer.
Nice to put, Chef.
Or you can message me on Twitter, and I'll help you out at @FF_Chef.
There you go. Nice. Always working. Steve M. Demore. What's up, Steve?
What's up, Steve?
Half-point
Welcome
PPR, McKissick or Freeman?
Give me McKissick.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, give me McKissick.
Hoping for touchdowns there, and I think
McKissick he's projected to have at least 10 fantasy points this week. Freeman like 7. So give me McKissick.
10 minutes away, boys. 10 minutes away from injury designations. Jumping on here to, let's see if I got this right. Dame Roche. Or maybe it's Dan Roche. Cool name. Full PPR on flex. Darnell Mooney or Christian Kirk?
Give me Darnell Mooney.
Yeah, Mooney. Kirk is one of those. You're hoping on a breakout play from him. So yeah, I like Mooney.
Me too. Greens wants to know, is Amon-Ra going to get Jalen Ramsey with Cephas out?
Give me a second on that one.
I know that Chef is probably on this one.
Is Amon-Ra going to get Jalen Ramsey? Yes, he is. He probably won't be shadowed. Jalen really hasn't been shadowing it as much as he has in the past. But I'm fading Amon-Ra St. Brown against that secondary.
Yeah, fade him.
I know we said well, here it is, because I got to look at this real fast.
I mean, given this
he
week,
plays 85% of his snaps in the slot. And if he's doing that, he's going to see Jalen Ramsey. Now, the Rams, what they have been doing is they've been pushing Ramsey in for the blitz pickup, for blitzing and for disguises. So with Cephas out, I mean, Amon-Ra may be your only option, but
do you think they're going to be putting Ramsey spying a lot on Swift?
I think Ramsey's going to be spying a lot on Hawkinson, believe it or not. they're gonna do that as well. I mean, if I can see the Lions' game plan is to get Swift activated out off the slot passing, activate him on the slant routes. Same thing with Hawkinson, get him on the outside, get him away from Ramsey. That's what they're going to try to do. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, same thing. They're going to keep him in the flat. If they keep him in the flat, Jalen Ramsey's going to beat him. The only way Amon-Ra has a good game if he cycles out to the outside and does it that way. That's the only way Amon-Ra has a good game. But Ramsey's definitely covering Amon-Ra to answer the question properly.
I feel like I'm playing Madden right now. I'm like watching this all in my head.
It's pretty wild, dude. Like, just the scenarios are building in my head. I'm like,
This is a crazy week, man, for sure.
It's wild, man. Let's keep rolling, man. We got 13 people in the chat. They're loving it. They're loading it up with questions.
I love it.
We're
got another tight end one right here, boys.
Real close to the injury designation.
Getting there. We're getting there.
Goddard.
Give me Goddard, man.
Goddard.
Yeah.
Goddard.
I agree. And yeah.
You and me both.
We are really hoping.
We're all hoping for this today.
I mean, it has to come, right? I mean, I just don't understand what's going on in Philly. You got to get Miles Sanders involved in the first series. I don't know why you don't get that guy involved in the first offensive series. It makes no sense.
If there was a week to do it, this is the week to do it. Las Vegas, 22nd up against fantasy running backs. If they run Miles Sanders, he will have a breakout game.
He will. They're allowing the third most 10-plus yard runs to running backs.
Yeah, they are breaking.
This is the time to do it.
He's due to break out. He is due to break out. I'm not worried about the receiving work. It all depends on if they give him the opportunity and when is it going to happen. Like, it's now or never for the Eagles.
Yeah.
With Dallas on a bye, they have to win.
We're going to run Sirianni out of town if he doesn't run the ball. I'm dead serious. I think he might be just starting like, oh, I'm the coach. I'll do whatever I want. I heard an interview on the radio.
I mean, you guys run coaches out every other year, don't you?
They run themselves out. Let's get that straight, first of all. Aside from one glorious season.
Dougie.
Yeah, and I will always have love in my heart for Doug Peterson. Always. But Sirianni's he's getting on my bad side quick. I am not alone in that respect. Justin's got a Herbert or Hunter Henry PPR.
Hunter Henry.
Give me Henry.
Yeah, I imagine this is Khalil Herbert.
Yes, it's not Justin Herbert. He's on a bye this week.
Justin Herbert. Yeah, I would take Hunter Henry here too, for sure. All right, going back to Zach. I think Zach might be in good shape here because he's been on the more quiet side. No, I see him coming down here. All right, cool. So he's got Uzama, Ingram, Cole Kmet, OJ Howard start one. He has Schultz on bye, and he also has Knox.
So I like Uzama, man. I like Uzama in this spot right here, man, because he could be, he could give you a touchdown. He could give you a touchdown, and you're looking for points. So I like that. I'm fading Ingram, man. So Kmet could also be a good play, but I think Uzama's a good option here out the four. So I like Uzama. I'm
riding with you, Will. Uzama is my guy this week. Where is my projections? Yeah, I have where do I have Uzama? Did I not move him up? Yeah, I have him as my tight end 8 this week. Going up against Baltimore. It's a little high, don't you think? But hey, it could be like 0.2 distinction between one and the other. But yeah, no, Baltimore's terrible against the tight end, and Cincinnati will utilize all their weapons as much as they can in the passing game. And like you said, Will, he is getting in the end. We saw him get in the end zone. He can get in the end zone again against Baltimore.
Got good hands.
At least once.
Caught 3 of his 3 targets last week. Ravens have given up 5th most points to tight end.
I think Kmet gets more targets and receptions, but if Uzama has a better chance of getting in the end zone, that's how I'll word it.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I like it. Brad Urseg, here we go. Slayton, Parker, Renfro. Start 1 full PPR.
Just quit.
Oh God, no.
I'm sorry, Brad.
Brad, he didn't mean that.
I didn't mean it, Brad. Parker we don't know if he's going to play. He's questionable. He's a game time decision. And if he does play, how well will he do? Renfro is kind of a safe play, but you don't get much out of him. Slayton has the upside, I guess. It all depends if Shepard plays. If Shepard plays, I downgrade Slayton, and then I possibly would play Renfro this week.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Renfro because we don't know. Oh, until a couple of minutes, we are not going to know what's going on with Shepard. So right now, as of right now, I'm going with Renfro because you could, like you said, Chef, he could land into the end zone. So I like Renfro in this one.
Yeah, I agree. Zach Argy says Julio needs to take a week or two to get right, and I 100% agree because I'm tired of having to make that distinction on Sunday mornings. He will be crazy explosive with A.J. Brown in that offense, and again, I agree. I think that he needs to take some time to get right. They need to stop forcing him out there because it's just going to make a bad problem even worse. J.C. Molieri's got one here. Mooney or Bateman for a wide receiver too, and someone in his league just dropped Tyler Bass for being on bye. Should you pick him up this week and drop Carlson next week and ride out the season with Bass?
Bateman.
Yeah, Bateman for sure. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh. Nope. Bateman for sure. And then you drop pick him this week, drop Carlson. So that you'd be rostering 2 kickers at that point?
Yeah, but then he can drop the other one afterward because Tyler Bass is coming off a bye. Once the bye is over, Tyler Bass has been doing great. He's hit every single extra point. He's hit every single. He's missed one kick, one kick. You name it, he's missed it, and it's a high flying offense in the Buffalo Bills. So Tyler Bass would be a good idea to pick up if you can squeeze that up. And then what did he say, Mooney or Bateman? Ooh, that's a tough one.
Is it though? Is it?
I thought we went Bateman. Yeah, we went Bateman pretty easy on that.
Come on, Chef.
You've been leaning Mooney hard today, Chef, aren't you?
I'm a big Mooney truther, dude. I'm also a Bateman truther. Give me Bateman.
How has nobody? I thought there was going to be a name that I would see all throughout the tilts today, and I haven't seen it once, and it's upsetting.
They surprise us each and every week here on the Tilt is Real
They
Fantasy
really
Football
do.
Sunday Tilt.
I feel. All right, let me ask you a question.
I should have recorded that one. I'm going to go back and clip that.
Yeah, send that to me so I can put it in for the next week when we change the song there. All right, let me ask you guys a question. Darnell Mooney or Mecole Hardman?
Mooney.
I'm
not a Hardman fan.
I'm me.
Here's the deal.
I'm all in on Hardman this week.
Yeah, Hartman could get off, man. Chef, Hartman could go off for the simple fact that dude is running a 4.3 sub 40, man. And if he breaks one, like it's a wrap, man. And then also getting that touchdown. So I like Mecole Hardman. Listen, I was actually all on the offseason when Watkins went over to Baltimore. So I'm still looking out for that breakout game with Hartman, but I'm in there, man. I'm in there.
You're going to keep looking for that breakout game from Hartman.
17 targets last 2 weeks, man.
Let's go.
Titans are allowing the most fantasy points to wide receivers, 60% of the snap share last week, 5 targets, 4 receptions, 62 yards. I may have written some things down. I'm going hard on Hardman this week. And maybe he's not in the tilts because he's an auto start. Maybe
even in a week where Tyreek Hill last week is really banged up, like Hardman really didn't do too much.
I mean, we'll see. It's gonna be a lot of points being scored today in that game. Brad Ursay, here we go. Quarterback question: Wentz, Tannehill, Heineke need to start one this week because Allen has a bye.
I'm going Wentz, man. I'm going Wentz. The last 2 weeks he's been doing his thing, so I'm going Wentz.
Heineke, Tannehill,
hold on, let me look
or Wentz.
Here.
Yeah, give me Wentz.
Yeah.
I mean, because Derrick Henry's going to get a lot of those, a lot of carries, which is going to take some of the. It's going to definitely hurt Tannehill's numbers.
It's between Heineke and Wentz.
But yeah, Wentz. Again, the last 2 weeks, man, Wentz has been doing his thing. He's had over 120 QBR, so I like Wentz. Even with Ty out this week, this is going to be a game where he's going to, listen. Jonathan Taylor is also doing his thing back there, catching the ball out the backfield. Pittman, we already talked about. We got Wiley Cox at the tight end position, so I like Wentz.
I don't like the pass attempts. It's been low. I'm looking at. I mean, it was okay. They've been in the 30s.
We
for the last
appreciate
week.
you, Dr. Kalisha, for subbing to our YouTube channel just now. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kalisha. Let's go. Yeah, so I mean 20 attempts last week against Houston. Maybe that's just because he didn't need to throw the ball as much and they just kept it on the ground. So I guess that could be why. I feel like I want to go Heineke here just because man, he's
I'm gonna
completing
outweigh you. I'm going
69.5%
Wentz.
of his passes for 8.1 yards per attempt right now for Heineke. He's got an 8-3 touchdown to interception ratio through the first 4 games. I guess that's not great.
No, it's not. Give me Wentz with 1 interception
55.
all season.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
my
No, I had
He's
to
my
talk it out, but
QB 10 this week. Wentz.
Oh,
Heineke-
QB10. Okay.
He made the top 10. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Okay.
he did.
Yeah.
He's got a great matchup. I think he's gonna keep doing his thing, man. Even with Ty and Paris Campbell out, he's gonna utilize Mo Alley Cox, Zach Pascal, especially Michael Pittman. We talked about that. Don't forget about Nyheim Hines. Can catch passes. They can line him up as a wide receiver. And Jonathan Taylor, they run the offense through Jonathan Taylor. Wentz is a game manager first and foremost. And that's why I think he's made less mistakes this year, because he has reliable parts to push forward. He's not the focal point of the offense. That's why he's doing much better. When he was the quarterback in 2017 for the Eagles, he was not the focal point of the offense. He was a game manager. That's why he did so well. That's why he was an MVP candidate. I know you're smirking over there, but it's true. The less pressure that you put on Carson Wentz, the better he performs. It's that simple. And going up against San Francisco this week, they're ranked 23 against the fantasy quarterback. I mean, I don't think he goes out and goes crazy or anything, but I can see him definitely getting between 17 and 20 fantasy points. I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that because I needed to talk that out between like the Heineke thing. I needed to kind of be.
I mean, it's neck and neck, really, but
no, that's you. That was good because I lean the other way now. So yeah, I'm going Wentz for sure.
I mean, I'm not here to talk you out of things, but
no, that's why we talk. We go in and out. Like that's what we do here. That's why you love it. And all right, so speaking of Colts, we got Jose Vega wants to know Julio Jones or Michael Pittman.
Will's tilting. I could see it on his face. This is a good one, Jose.
Oh, it's a great one, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the button. I'm gonna hit the button. And let us think about this for a second. Jose Vega, you got it, man. Tilt of the week.
Listen, guys, you guys know I'm a gambling man. I'm going with Julio. I'm going with Julio Jones. He was out the last couple of weeks, so I think that that gave his body some time to get right, and he's going to be. Hopefully, he doesn't come out the game and sit out 3 to 5 plays today. So he's in there for the long haul, gets over 100 receiving yards and adds 1 or 2 touchdowns. So I like Jones. I also love Pittman. Don't get me wrong, but if we got to pick one or the other, I'm going to go with Julio.
Chef?
I'm going with Pittman. And the reason being is with so many options out for the Colts, Pittman is going to be the main target in that offense. San Francisco will be able to put up points, so it will go back and forth. What's the over-under for that game, that San Francisco-Indianapolis game, Will? I know you got it.
The over-under for that game is 42. It's 40. Yeah, so
it went down?
Actually, at 42 and a half yesterday, and I'm actually going over that. I'm actually going over. So you got here, right? So the variance is 15 and a half points or 15 points.
Right.
Because
that's
Kansas
a big variance.
That's a huge variance. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Julio.
You're following the point. You're following the point side of it, and I understand that. I mean, if Julio can stay on the field, yeah, he'll do well. But I think with Pittman Pittman has less to compete with for fantasy production, and that's why I'm leaning Pittman. San Francisco is going to keep it interesting. I mean, we saw them go back and forth with Detroit for God knows how long in the first game. Remember that when they way back in week 1? when Detroit put up points. So why not Pittman putting up points up against Detroit as well? I mean San Francisco. So if Detroit can put up points against San Francisco, Pittman, I see Pittman getting at least one touchdown this week. He's going to have at least 7-8 targets, 80 yards. If he gets 80 yards and a touchdown, I mean, he's probably evenly matched with Julio Jones. And that's why, Jose Vega, you have the tilt of the week for the second part of our show, because, man, this one's tough. Mr. Swanson, I see you over there. You're crouching in the corner, definitely thinking. I can see those numbers. I can see the smoke coming out of your headphones. What say you?
Gibson's status. Just what say you? Gibson's status improved to healthy.
Oh, let's get it
as of now. And I'm also.
Oh yeah.
What's up?
You want me to drop the news? Drop or no?
Just go ahead and drop it.
All right. Inactives. Ramondre Stevenson.
What?
Sterling Shepard. Devontae Parker. And Tevin Coleman.
Okay. That seems like the first round of inactives.
That is the first round of inactives.
So
Ramondre Stevenson. Wow.
Huh.
I got to take
for
him
New
out.
England? Are you serious?
That came out of nowhere.
100%. Adam Schefter just tweeted.
All right. That's not good.
That is
that's a Damian Harris day.
That is, yes. I mean, that's good if you are a Damian Harris guy.
Right.
Julio's in. We knew that was going to happen anyway. All right, let me just get this out of the. I'm going Pittman here.
Okay.
I'm going on the Pittman side of things. I agree with everything. I agree on both sides. Really, a lot of really good stuff here. But I'm just the injury, man. It's a tough one. I feel like it's just a lot of sideline stuff.
Yeah, so I gotta update that banner going on down there.
Yeah. So in the meantime, we'll jump down to Minnie Jordan here. He's got to choose a running back and a flex for PPR. Collins, Chase Edmonds, Henry Ruggs, Ramondre. Well, we could take Ramondre out, Minnie Jordan. He's given the news that just broke now. So I think Collins is going to be in for all three of us here, and then, well, I mean, I could be wrong. Then you got Chase Edmonds and you got Henry Ruggs.
That's crazy.
I will definitely say that I like the matchup for Edmonds going against the Texans, because how could you not? I feel like there's some James Conner implications there, just because the matchup is so good. And yeah, James Conner is third in yards per touch right now.
Collins, Edmonds, Ruggs. Give me Edmonds.
I'd say Edmonds for the matchup.
Oh, choose a running back and a flex.
So it's really Ramondre's out.
Give me the running backs. Give me the running backs.
Yeah, I'm going. Okay, cool. I'm going Collins and Edmonds.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
Damn, I can't believe Ramondre's out, dude. I was hoping he'd have a big game.
What was the reason?
Ridiculous.
I don't know what the reason is. I don't have time to look it up right now, but I know he's not playing.
I'm refreshing it, but yeah.
And then like we talked about, bump Slayton up a little bit more. You may want to look for some little Dante Pettis action. They're gonna have to throw to compete against Carolina.
Stevenson.
Speaking of Carolina, Robbie Anderson or Christian Kirk?
Robbie Anderson.
Give me
Christian
Robbie.
Kirk, Kirk is like a one-trick pony. You're pretty much relying on him on big plays out there. But Robbie Anderson, I mean, if he could hold on to the ball, right? I mean, I just literally
he's getting the target share. He just needs to hold on to the ball.
Hold on to the ball. So.
That's right. Right.
I like Robbie this week.
Yeah, me too. I think he's a great play this week. Clamp Daisy, what's up? Welcome back. Cordero Patterson or DeAndre Swift, standard, and Goddard or Gesicki.
Now it's standard. So if it's standard, man, let me look at this.
I'm looking for touchdowns here.
I'm going Cordero Patterson, and I'm going Gesicki.
I think I love the Goddard play too. But I like Goddard as well. But I just, man, like Gesicki had a good game last week in London. He had a good game last week, and I just think it's going to be more of the same with Tua. More of the same. Just him and Waddle.
Yeah, him and Waddle are going to pretty much be those guys. And Gesicki did get a lot of targets last week, so
You're hoping for the touchdown because it's standard. So yeah. All right, I'll go Gesicki on the tight end side. Chef, I know you're looking something up there for between
Yeah,
Cordell and Swift.
I was looking up between Cordell and Swift to see who would actually have more rushing yardage because it is standard scoring. So I'm going with Patterson, man. He's got a better chance of getting in the end zone up against Miami. In the passing game, you won't get the points for the catches, but that's pretty much Swift's game too. And Swift's got a tougher matchup, so I'm leaning Cordell Patterson there. Between Goddard or Gesicki, I'm going to lean with Gesicki. He's on a heater right now. You don't come off him while he's on a heater. Goddard, he wasn't active last week. You know, he was out with the 2020, but he is back in action all to himself. He could have a good game, but we know Gesicki should have a good game, so I'm leaning Gesicki.
Nice. Me too. And jet lagged, welcome in.
As the plane flies over my house, I can hear that.
I heard that. Yeah. So he drafted.
We got sound effects for jet lagged over here.
Yo, the living on the river, the Air Force uses the like the river as like kind of like their I guess their map, and they fly the F-16s like what seems to be like 100 yards over my house sometimes. They'll just like buzz the house, bro. Stuff falls off shelves. I'm serious.
Dude,
it is the loudest thing in the world.
To shout out to Chase Vernon over at Fantasy Intervention. Like when I was over there with them, every time we were on a live stream, he lives in Virginia by like an Air Force base.
Oh, really?
Like every 10 minutes, planes are landing over there. It's crazy. Let's get into jet lag's question.
Yeah, so he
up behind him.
Drafted Devonte Adams, Darrell Waller, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Leonard Fournette, and picked up Damian Williams. Probably off waivers. Does this prove 0 RB is the way? Interesting question.
Is it? I still don't believe it is. I still believe a balanced fantasy roster is the one that's going to win you your leagues. And it all depends on where you were drafting. If you were in, you can't go 0 RB if you're in the beginning of your draft. You're not going to take a wide receiver over those top running back options. It's never a great idea. I don't know if it's tight end premium or not. Obviously, I see Waller on your team, but what is Waller doing for you this week? We don't know. He's question mark. So now what do you got to do? You have to pivot. You can rely on these wide receivers. Adams, you got later this year. Jefferson was okay value. Kupp was a great value in the drafts this year. So Fournette, it took a little bit for him to become one of those top running backs, but yes, he is a top running back. I believe he is the running back 4 over the past 4 weeks. So that's a little snippet.
Wow.
Damian Williams, yeah, until David Montgomery comes back, but then what do you have? So that's the kind of stuff that you're going to look at. Yes, your team 0 RB, it's not a terrible strategy. It will get you to the playoffs. But when you get to the playoffs, who are you relying on? You're relying on RB2s. You're relying on RB3s to carry your weight up against champions who have already been there with bigger names on their squad. So if your wide receivers don't hit on those playoff games, you're going to have a bad week.
Yeah, the RB, the 0 RB deal is not. To me, it's not real. It's like a fad. You know, it's a fad. It will. It's kind of like the Wildcat. It's kind of like the Wildcat that was ran in Miami years ago, right? It worked for one season, then everybody got caught on, and it was a wrap. So, yeah, I'm not up on that 0 RB, man. I'm staying completely.
I mean, I'll put it into perspective for you. My good friend, for whom Jay Bell tolls, shout out Jeff Bell.
Jeff Bell.
He's in a couple places, Fantasy Pros, football guys. He is 5-1, and I am 5-1. Last week, he has the running back 0 RB approach. He took the 0 RB approach in most of his drafts. He played me in 2 leagues last week, and I beat him in 2 leagues last week. Why? Because I've only drafted 2 running backs or 3 running backs. I went out and traded for a 3rd running back, a workhorse. And obviously, this is dynasty, and I'm not, in redraft, you may not have the draft capital to trade for elite running backs, but that's something that you want to look at. You want to look at, out of those wide receivers that you have jet lag, Devonte Adams, Jefferson, Kupp, who has the worst schedule going forward? Who has the worst playoff schedule? Because you're going to make the playoffs with this squad.
Yeah,
I would look at one of those guys and be like, where can I package or what can I get for one of those guys to make my team elite when it comes to the playoffs. You're on the right track, jet lag. I mean, 0 RB. It's a great strategy if you want to load up on wide receivers and get yourself in there. But you have to look at the play. I mean, you're going to make the playoffs. So look down the road and see what you can get for one of those guys to boost your squad.
Yeah.
Well said, Chef. Very well said. Zach, argue? I thought so. Go get him, Zach. Let's get it. I don't think I'm playing you this week, so we're good. Justin says, a note here for all those who have wondered if Deshaun Watson would land on the commissioner's exempt list if he gets traded. All indications are his status wouldn't change. He'd be available to play.
Yes, he would.
I did not know that. I did not hear that.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
He's available to play right now. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Again, Justin, we talked about this past week, man. He hit me up on the DMs, but I told him obviously Miami knows something that we don't, because
I think so
if
too.
You're out there if you're trying to reach out there for a guy that has all these off the field issues and situations, then it's something that
there's obviously something there. There is definitely something there. We're not going to get deep into it, but there's something there. Will, you said it. Miami knows something that we all don't, because Flores came out and said Tua is our quarterback until he's not.
Right.
Until he's not. But fair enough. But I think it's a while before we see Deshaun Watson take the field.
If you're Deshaun Watson, do you stash yourself on your dynasty team bench?
I mean, to make a move for him in Dynasty, yeah, sure.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of like what I'm getting at. Like, that's something that
I do got him in a Dynasty league, and he's stashed away, man. He's stashed away.
Right?
Yes.
He's just sitting there.
I mean, it's not a bad move to make in Dynasty, because if you're trading away for him, you're not going to win this year anyway.
Oh, yeah,
you probably have a high draft capital. You get some draft capital back, and you have Deshaun Watson next year. If everything goes well for him, hopefully.
If. Remains to be seen. JC Molieri, Uzama or Higbee?
Uzama.
Give me Uzama.
I think we're on Uzama train today for sure.
Uzama big.
And Lucius has got a big question here. Can I cut Galladay? I would say Packers trade him before you cut him.
You can cut him.
Whoa, damn, Chef!
Wow, Chef!
Come on, man, Chef! Come on, man!
I mean, who else do you have on your roster?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I need more, man. I need more information over here. It's just like,
I mean, if you're picking him up if you're dropping him for like Dante Pettis, don't do that. If you're picking him, if you're dropping him for a 1 week flyer just to get through the bye week, don't do that. But I had my reservations about Galladay in the beginning of the season. I was a little nervous about him coming off the injury, and now it's come to fruition. He hasn't really been on the field too much, and when he is on the field, he's not in sync with Daniel Jones. That whole offense is just a mess. I mean, I'm being honest here, Will, and I know it's tough. You can see the G-Man on my hat, but it's tough, man. It's tough out there.
But Chef, listen, it's like those questionnaires, right? Like when you're going through and it's like, okay, they ask you a question of like, okay, if yes, then the next question is please explain. Right. So I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more details here. Who else do you have in your team?
Right.
Again, I like what John said. I'll definitely try to unpackage him in a trade and get some for him. Just don't cut him. Just don't cut him. He's not like trash.
See if there's a jumpy Giants fan somewhere in your league where you can package. I'm dead serious. Like, because some fans are like they're like some are like way more. Like I'm a realistic Eagles fan. I'm also a we're all realistic in the sense that like, okay, like I'm not going to keep playing a player on from fantasy wise that I know just because he's my guy and he's my team for football. I'm not going to keep playing him if I know it's going to keep burning me. But there are people who are just like, nah, he's going to be fine. I'm going to play him. We're sending him out there. He's going to be great. He's got to be unbelievable. You're wrong. Give that guy Galladay and get back Kelsey or something like that. You know what I mean?
Just trade him to Will. If you're in a league with Will, trade him to Will. We'll take him.
I'll be more than happy to give you somebody for Galladay.
That impersonation wasn't of you, by the way.
No, you're good. You're good. I like it.
You got fans, man. You got Dr. Takalisha here is just here to look at Will.
Shout out. Just subbed.
Just subbed. Listen, we love our viewers.
Appreciate that, Doctor. Appreciate that.
And Crown Trend, welcome in. Happy Sunday. Happy week 7. Michael Carter, Henry Ruggs, or Darius Slayton, full PPR.
Faden Carter.
Yeah, I got to fake.
Faden Carter. I'm fading Ruggs. It's an ugly one.
Shepard was just announced out.
Yes.
So I'm going with Slayton because Ruggs again. He can catch those 40, 50, 60-yard receptions, but he could also not catch them, right? And I think that Slayton is going to get some more targets than Ruggs here. So I'm completely off of Carter. I'm fading him. And I'm going with Slayton, especially with the news that just dropped about Shepard being out. So go ahead and give me Slayton.
I'm
Definitely.
with you. I'm with you on the Slayton train on that one. It's tough, but yeah.
I'm jumping down to the Hydeist right here. What's up, Hyde? So Hyde's got he was talking to me earlier in the week about his Shepard play, and now that that's out, we got Hyde, do me a favor real quick. Go to your wire and give us some of the top players that you got up there as far as home run hitters, because we might be able to dig one out for you for sure.
Man, it's tough. It's tough out there. You're talking about for wide receiver?
Well, we might be able to find something. Like there might be a Van Jefferson out there. You know what I mean? There might be a
Van Jefferson's a good one. Marquez Callaway's a good one. He might be available. John Ross, I don't know if he's playing.
I don't think he is.
Dante Pettis was an option. Van Jefferson is definitely a good option.
See if Van Jefferson's out there. See what you got, and then
you could ride with Will's boy, Desean Jackson. He's definitely available out there.
I'm telling you, I just think that there's going to be a lot of points being put up. That game may get out of hand.
What about Russell Gage? You know, coming back off an injury, out of the bye week, he's healthy. He's got a good matchup against Miami. He may be available on waivers. If he's available on waivers, I kind of like him better than like a Dante Pettis.
All right, let me ask you this: Russell Gage or Mecole Hardman?
Mecole Hardman.
Russell Gage or Van Jefferson?
Van Jefferson.
Van Jefferson or Mecole Hardman?
Van Jefferson.
Mecole.
Okay.
Mecole.
All right.
Again, I'm sticking with that. I'm sticking with the total, man.
Let's go.
That's a college total, Chef. Or 57.5. That's a college total, man.
That is
so
crazy.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah, that's just like sick. And again, that Detroit game may get out of hand like way early, and then it's just maybe Henderson like for the third and the fourth.
I agree too.
I mean, you know.
All right, 11:54. We got 6 minutes. Let's get some tilts in. Dirty money. Mclaren or Marquise Brown this week. I know we touched on this one earlier, and I believe we all went Scary Terry on this one.
F5.
Scary Terry.
Keep it alive.
Scary Terry.
Cool. I like that. Quick one for Brad. Slayton or Alex Collins?
Collins.
You already know. You already know what it is. You already know what it is.
I love that push in, man.
I love
Let's
that, man.
go.
I love that. I'm all about it. Yeah, Alex Collins for sure. Jason Herrera, what's going on? Welcome in. Thank you. Full PPR, Jamar Chase or Michael Pittman. Pittman's a great play this week, man, but smash that Jamar Chase button.
Yeah, you can't get off of Jamar Chase.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. All right, real quick. So I just got a text from Hyde. Dante Pettis, Khalif Raymond, Ty Johnson, Brian Edwards, Jamison Crowder, Alan Lazard. Van Jefferson is on the wire, so it's Quez Watkins, Zach Pascal, and Aguilar. That's just like the first 10.
Crowder is interesting.
You think so? Really?
Crowder is interesting.
Crowder or Van Jefferson, just objectively.
I'm going Van. I'm going Van, man. Like again, I'm all in on Van this week.
That sounds like a board bet.
It kind of does. I mean,
you take Van Jefferson over Crowder?
Yeah, I do. You take Van. Okay, so let me ask you this: Does it feel nice knowing that the what's his name is thrown? I can't remember his stupid name. The wonderful Jets quarterback. What the hell is
Zach Wilson?
Thank you, Zach Wilson. Do you feel good about that? You feel good about Zach Wilson throwing a ball to?
Give me Jamison Crowder over Van Jefferson.
Okay, give me Van Jefferson.
Chef wants to gamble over here, man. Chef wants to gamble on October 24th, man. I'm with it.
I'm on your side. Well, let's go. I'm going Van Jefferson for sure. High pick up Van. Stafford's throwing the ball. Sean McVay offense.
Right.
Door shut. Moving on. Marcos Valdez. What's up? Half point PPR, DeAndre Hopkins or Darrell Williams? Darrell Williams.
Over Hopkins?
Why? What's your reasoning over Hopkins?
See if you can put that down in the chat. As for right now, the answer is Hopkins. I believe. Everyone's something like. Thank you, Justin. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll have a. He's got some questions.
Oh, he's a healthy scratch. Stevenson's a healthy scratch. Man, he must have did something in practice.
Yeah. You know how Bill Belichick is, man.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I held on to Brandon Bolden in a couple leagues.
Oh no! Come on, guys. Waller. I'm sorry, I was looking at the question right here.
Oh yeah, no. Would you trust him or roll the dice? Yeah, no.
That's so deep.
There's gonna
80% Waller is better than 100% Foster all day, every day.
Yeah,
and you have to bank.
Oh my God.
On a touchdown from Foster.
I mean, worst case scenario, Jason, if Waller doesn't play, you can go out and get like a Ross Dwelly on the waiver wire tonight instead of playing Foster Moreau. I don't trust Foster Moreau at all. I mean, you can go out and pick up OJ Howard off the waiver wire. You could pick up Cameron Brate and hope something happens there. Don't go and go with Foster Moreau if Waller doesn't play.
Yeah, let's not get out of hand, Jason. Let's not get out of hand.
Yeah, there's better options than Foster Moreau.
That's good.
Good question, though. Good question.
Like, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And, Zach says if he's playing you, me, or Chef, he can't be here asking us to beat your own team. You actually can, because we're never going to give that's
I don't know what I'm playing, Zach. I don't even know his handle anymore. Like I'm dude, to be honest, like, and you guys know it, you were in so many leagues. I don't even look at the competitor anymore until like Tuesday.
I look at
the following Tuesday to see who I'm up against. Like I don't look at it. I don't have time. So,
but we'll never do that though. We'll always give the
I'll always give you some interesting advice. Unless you're D pass, I don't mess with her no more.
I love you, D. All right, so real quick for Zach here, he's got a Hubbard, Herbert, Collins, Williams. KC's Williams.
It's between Shepard, Collins, and Williams. I think it might be Williams here, man.
Do you think so? I'm gonna look at because I'm pretty sure the consistency wise,
it might be Shepard though. I don't know. That's a tough one, dude. It's a tough one to at the end of the show, of course. Oh, he says start 2.
Oh, start 2.
Okay, start 2. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
all right.
Good.
That helps.
Yeah.
Still between the three of them, though.
Give
me Hubbard and Williams, only for the simple fact that Penny will mix in a little bit this week on Monday night. I know those two are going to be the workhorses in their offenses, and they both have great matchups. So I'm going Shepard and Williams on that one.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
Can't push it all in on this question, Will.
You can't. I'm holding some chips back. I'm going to hold some chips back. Yeah, so I'm going with Hubbard and Williams.
Hold up. He said he could play all three. He has Ike Davis in as the flex.
Davis.
Good God.
I mean, that just makes it more interesting. Would you play those three over Mike Davis? I would.
Yeah.
I would play Collins over Davis.
Collins.
Yeah.
Again, just because like Penny's coming back from injury, I just don't think they're going to just throw him in. No.
I understand that.
Yeah. Mike Davis. I don't know, man. I just haven't been sold on Mike Davis this year. So I definitely like Collins over Davis for today.
All right. We've reached the end of the tilts. Oh, maybe not.
Slayton or Ayuk?
Slayton. No, yeah, Slayton.
It hurts to say, but give me Slayton.
Yeah.
Gross, man.
All right, and I didn't mention this at the beginning of the show or anything. Will, give us your best smash bet of the week, the one that you're hammering all over the place. We got a couple minutes left to talk about it.
Man. All right. Guys, we're looking at the over here at the Colts at San Francisco. It was at 42.5. I took it at 42.5 yesterday. It's just been brought down to 42, so the hook was taken away. But I like the over there. I just think that San Fran is going to be able to put up some points. You saw that Jimmy G is coming back, so I think that is going to be able to get some things done. He should be a little bit more healthy. And again, we talked about Wentz, man. The last 2 weeks, he's just been on a roll. Over $120 in QBR doing his thing there. So a lot of JT, a lot of Pittman, and maybe sprinkling some Hines there, but gonna get some Ayuk as well, and maybe some Mitchell in San Fran. So I just think that that over that total at 42 is just too low. So hammer that all the way. Also, player prop wise, real quick, guys. Patrick Mahomes over rushing yards. I think he's at 18.5. Smash that. This guy's going to run for over 20 yards easily. So smash that as soon as you can.
Love it.
Thank you.
Love it.
Yeah, love that for sure.
Little treat at the end of the Sunday tilt, man. I
Right?
like that.
It's a really nice cherry on top. Everybody, want to thank everybody for coming in for this week 7 craziness that we got going on here. You guys had a lot of good tilts today. I can't even go through and name everybody, but y'all know who you are.
Yeah,
We're
man.
here
There's a
every
lot
Sunday.
today, man. Shout out to the
today.
chat. Appreciate you
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, you guys-
Thanks for the subs.
Yeah,
Love
thank
it.
you for the subs, everybody. Man, great job. Good luck this week. I have a lot of stuff written down, man. There's a lot of things that we need to a lot of things need to go right here. So we'll see what happens in 58 minutes from now. You can find me on Twitter at FFJawn, JAWN Swanson. Happy to be here again, week 2 with Will. Will, my man, this has been great, man. Love having you here. This
Appreciate
has been
you, boss.
we've been doing some work, man. I think we got some. I think we hopefully I think we won a couple people their leagues last week. That Alex Collins take was fire. Pushing
Let's
them
keep it
chips in,
going,
man.
man.
Keep it going.
All in. I
Keep it
love
going.
it.
Zach's on board too, so I love it. You guys, good luck today. Let's get it. Where can we find you, Will?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at @biasedopinions_ as well. Check out my YouTube channel at Biased Opinions. Putting out some more stuff there, doing some weekly recaps. Also going to be putting out some other betting news there, not only NFL but also NBA. So check me out there, guys.
Nice.
And you can find me at FF_chef on Twitter. Check me out tonight, 9:00 Eastern on the Dynasty Happy Hour pod. Check out my Dynasty written content over at Ball Blast. I put out a weekly series for your buys and sells, your discounts and diversions for Dynasty football. And hope you guys enjoy the games this week. Until next time, we out, man.
Peace.
Peace. I gotta find the
Good luck.
outro.
Go get it.
Can't find the outro.
Go out there and
it
get
is. Good luck, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to the Tilt is Real Fantasy Podcast. Like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Check out our website at thetiltisreal.com for more great fantasy football content. We'll catch you guys next time on The Tilt is Real.